What's going on, traders? How we doing? Welcome to At the Close. Yes, I'm filling in for Spencer Israel. We all know he's not feeling the best right now. We're definitely going to go ahead and try to help him out as much as possible. But I'm here to get through the market. And of course, I'll have Joe Elconin with me in about 30 minutes. We're looking into the market today. How you guys seeing out there? It was kind of a sideways action day. If you can actually see, you know, the real question is, are we going to finish to the top side at the close? Right now I'm gonna show you guys what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the SPY. We started the day on the downside, really started pushing back up, but the question is, are we going to have another close like we had yesterday, where we cracked down and started heading right back down towards the lows? As you can see, for me, 426.95 is going to be extremely important. Don't want to see that break again. As you can see, we've been chopping and chopping here, guys. This has been October for us right here. The definition, the chop fest. And that's exactly what I've been seeing in the market. You guys let me know what you guys have been seeing out there, and welcome to it. Definitely, I see this chop, and I mean, it's definitely a chop fest out here. We'll see what stocks move today. I'll definitely call out some movers. I got some great news. We'll get into that with Joel. But for right now, let's go ahead and take some stocks from the chat before we get Joel in here. I'm going to show you guys what I saw. Of course, technology led us on up. There was some major names, of course, moving on up. Nothing really big moving out. We're going to talk a little bit about Affirm a little later today. We'll get into that. But I do see some other names here moving. Marvel Technologies. Look at this one, Tech Play. I don't know if you guys caught this semiconductor. Did take a nice lift. And for that being mentioned, we also got a lift in some solar stocks. Let's take a look at which ones got the lift. Of course, SPWR, after what? Filling the gap here. And that's what I really wanted to point out, is the fill of this gap. Look how this is what I've been seeing all along this time, guys. A lot of stocks that gap up, come back, fill the shadow, and then break on right back up. It's looking good for us in SPWR. We'll see if it can get back through the resistance there at 25.50. That's the next level on up that I'd be paying attention to on SunPower. With that being mentioned, look how you saw EMPH start really pushing off the lows. That one came right back up through 156. We'll see if it can get through 166. That's really the level that I'll be paying attention to. And for that, I'll mention a couple more. MaxN finding some support at a prior support spot, 1546. We'll see if that one can hold. JKS also coming back. And for another look, let's take a look at software infrastructure. You got a SPAC here, KPLT finding a little bit of a bounce. DLO. This one's an interesting one. Sentinel-1 bouncing off here. Resistance. We'll see if it can get back onto the levels, and we'll keep an eye out on it. All right, what's going on out there? I still remember the EMPH short report. Yeah, I remember a SPAC, man. They wanted to kill that stock, and then look how it is now. Adrian in the house. What's going on? How we doing? I wonder how you say that. Amir G. I'll definitely have to figure out how you say that. Adnan? I got to figure out how you say that. It sounds a really cool name. I got to find out. Rich is in the house. Fear is all I have seen out in the market. Hey, there's a lot of people worrying about the markets, but one thing I can tell you is, we didn't crack the major supports today, and that's a very vital sign. For me, I've been watching if you guys watch me on Money Mitch, I've been watching this trend line for the Qs, and look how it comes up right to that level that we just scooped off of today. This is really giving me bullish in overall tech, and I think we can get another push on up. The real key is, does the overall market also drive us down? Because tech can bring us back up, but the SPY has now multiple lows in this area. The low of today is very vital. 426.95. There's a reason why I'm watching that level. And now you got multiple closes during that level. This one was the low was 427.23. And we had over here 426 436. So that level to me is really important. As long as we can hold above that 427 now, I'm looking for a rebound in the SPY and a lot of stocks to find some bottom. SoFi had my account printing, man. Let's go ahead and take a look. How did SoFi do today? SoFi, not bad. Just pushing back up there. I'm looking to see if it can get back towards 18. That would be a good look on SoFi. It's really holding 16. I think you can go off of that level right now. Even today, you got a dip down towards 16. And what did it do? Slight ticks below and then recovered, getting right back up to the high there. I like that. I like that trade at 16. All right. T is lagging behind the tech move. Let's go ahead and take a look here. AT&T. All right, look at the daily chart. Yeah, I mean, this is just stuck, man. This stock isn't doing much. And one of the biggest things that I'd point out on AT&T is look at the volume. Look how the volume since kind of June has just been there's no jump. There's no spike in the volume. If you look at my moving average by my volume here, that's going to be that white line. I use a moving average on volume sometimes just to show me spikes. And look how it's actually dipping. The average is going lower and lower. So we need some volume in AT&T to get it moving. That's what I'd be paying attention to. Wait till you get a volume spike of, let's say, at least over 60 million. That's what I'd be looking for. All right, tech isn't a tech story. Sorry. Hey, that's what we're all here for. I mean, hey, we all have a different opinion. T is a dividend pump. Usually it is a dividend play. Not as sexy until it is. Hey, that's how it always is, right? Why isn't LC moving? Looking at what they do and the business model, they should be doing much better. Hey, let's take a look here at least the technicals. I don't know the company itself. Looking like a Holmes Corporation here. This looks like a SPAC. Yeah. Which company is this going after? Can you give me the company just to make sure? I want to help you out here. But it doesn't look bad, at least bottoming. It does have some bottoming action, does show some signs that it could hold. We'll see if it holds this kind of line right here. That's what I would want to see. It's stuck in a bearish pattern. This is really a bearish pattern here. This is kind of a bear pennant. Look for it to come back up in this area. That's what you want to see, a pop up here. Then getting through the highs that are up here at 10.03. That's what you want to see it get out of the trend. We'll see if it can recover that. I think it'll be sideways for a while. Yeah, it looks sideways. Straight out of Miramar. What's going on? How you doing, man? It's good to see you in the chat. That's what I like to see. It's good to have some people, definitely. Can you check out KULR? I'll check it out for you. I got you. This is someone that actually knows me from back in the day. It's good to definitely have some people that know me and have found me. Let's go ahead and take a look here. This is a cheaper stock. Normally, we wouldn't take a look at this stock at the close, but I'll do a little analysis very quick for you. Weekly chart has some prior resistance becoming support. So this is the resistance, right? This is where it was banging up last time, banging, banging, banging. What happened was it was a rule of three here. 1 tries, 2 tries, 3 tries. Can we hold support? You held support, broke out. Boom. Look for the same thing to happen here. You got that 1 try to get out here. That 2nd try to get out of there. This 3rd try just needs to hold support here. From this point on, I would really just pay attention to this area. Now, as long as it can hold in this area, you're looking for another push right back off this, maybe this 184 level, 190 level, and then getting right back up there through the 3. That's what you want to see. And how much can this extend? I would try to measure this wave right here. So you can do a lot of times you can measure the extension up. This was about $1.69 extension. So I would maybe look for about 360 maximum profit side. So that's all you got to look at. If you haven't gotten in this one, definitely look for that support to hold. And if we're bouncing there, and if you are, that'd be the level that I'd be looking for. It looks good, setting up, could break out of the trend. And you also got a downtrend, of course, from here. and you could draw it back towards this level right here. And so you see kind of how it's in this major trend. Let's see if it can get out of it, and we'll see what happens. Get technical with Money Mitch. Nah, don't worry about that. I don't only worry about the technicals. That's my main thing, though. I mean, the technicals work, but if you don't know the story, I can't help you much. All right, so one that I wanted to come up with and I wanted to talk about is KWeb. So KWeb, if you guys don't know what this is a Chinese internet ETF. And so if we could take a look at what is in this. So really you got HUYA, Baba, Baidu, NTES. And so let's take a look at this chart. This is a Chinese internet ETF, and it just kind of shows you how much China has changed. Look at this, guys. From about February to where we are now, you're talking about a 57% retracement on an ETF. So this shows you just how much the pullback is there. And I would be concerned if it doesn't hold on to this monthly trend line that you're seeing. It could really break down and head down towards 35, maybe even down towards 30. And that's what we definitely don't want to see out of China, because that would destroy what kind of stocks? Well, the stocks that are in it would probably be destroyed, like NTES. This is NTs. NTES looking to find some support here at 82.62, has scooped below the 80. Looks like a nice rounding bottom here, right here. We'll see if it can get back up there through 100. That's what I'd want to pay attention to. But you could also look at Baba. Are we going to finally catch a bid? Right now, we had 2 days where we just filled that gap. But the question is, do we get another down day after this? I'll be paying attention to see what happens. My January 23 KWeb options are down. Hey, I can believe that. Solar up, at least taking a look at the stock. Not happy about that, but hey, we'll see what happens. How heavily weighted was Baba? I'd have to take a look, Spackman. That's a really good. I should have taken a look at that to see the weight, but I'm just mainly just calling out the stocks in here, like Baidu, and just showing the pullbacks in these. It's been massive. And I'm wondering if we're going to be able to find a real bottoming in this China trade, because they just keep hitting it. And at least in my concern, it's definitely driving down the market. It's what first brought us down. And then with the inflation kind of news, it's really been bringing us down. All right, Matty I says, you like my approach, Mitch, the story, the fundamentals, and the technicals. And what that really is all about is that I've done a lot of day trading, and I've gotten to the point where I've realized that I don't want to only trade with technicals. So what I try to do is do more of a day trade to swing trade approach. And with that being mentioned, I'm looking for trades to get hot, areas and pockets in the market, industries like, let's say, gambling or solar going into the winter. Or let's say you can look at, let's say, maybe you're looking at gas plays, like natural gas plays for wintertime. You know, we use a lot more heating. The heaters are going to start kicking on. Winter is coming. So we could take a look at something like that. And what you would do is just start going to basic materials. Then you could start looking at different things here and kind of looking to find that type of play. Of course, you're going to look at that and find that a lot of that is going to be more put into these energy stocks like Duke and stuff like that. These energy stocks looking strong going into the winter. That's the way I approach it, guys. I'm trying to find the industries, the story, looking forward. And then what you need to do is work backwards a lot of the times. Look for the industries to look hot. Like, look how energy has been really ripping lately. That's what you want to see first, the sector. Then look for the industry. What is it? Refining and marketing. What is going up? PBF. All right. So then I can start taking a look at this. Nice bottoming action at 1275. Are we going to get through 1450? I can already start taking my risk analysis. And that's what it's all about. We never know exactly what's going to happen. But one thing we want to do is be on the best trades. That's all I want to see. Want to see a pullback? Check out XL. XL, let's go ahead and take a look. What SPACs are you holding long-term? Cardiac ask. I'll definitely answer that question coming right up. XL, man, that one's just been a wild ride. Look at this hourly chart. Look how it just goes up and down, up and down. Be careful with that one. One thing that I'd like to point out with SPACs, a lot of the times I've been pointing this out, is look for a monthly green candle. We haven't gotten many of these. And so that's what I'm looking for, bottoming action on these. What are some SPACs that I have taken long-term approach? I still have Genie. I'm actually in like literally we are sitting at my entry right now. So I could get rid of it. I could add to it. I have taken some profit at 20s. Should have maybe taken it off at 24s up here. But really, this has turned into more of an investment for me. So I'm looking to see it get back to 25. We'll see if it holds this. This is that monthly approach. I like this stock. Another one that I held for a while that I don't have anymore because I sold it. Kind of mad that I sold it a little bit early, but RSI is one of those. DM Cardiac is one that I took on the long-term approach. I'm in this one, and I'm actually in the red. I'm just trying to call the bottom, and I'm not even listening to my own advice of that green candle. But what would I like to see? I would like to see maybe like a hammer candy form on this one. And as you can see, what is this? This is just red, 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 red. So really, this is catching the falling knife. And it's dangerous when you're doing this. The only way I approach this is with very, very small sizing and looking to increase sizing because I'm looking to dollar cost average down on this one. And my next buy would be down towards 575. And then from there, it'd be 475 with a $3 maximum risk. I'd be down somewhere between about $5, risking about $2 for a move back up towards 10. That's really the first sell. And then a move up towards about like 16 or 18 to sell this one. I do like the story. The technicals don't match. The fundamentals are there. So I'm looking for the technicals to come back. And you got to be careful with these for sure. All right. So Kenny talking about plug in the chat. VLCN, nice IPO story today. Matt Hammond, not a bad one. Let me see it. VLCN, I didn't know this one. So Vocon, not a bad looking. Looks like an IPO. Look at that hourly chart. But it did go up right out the gates. Nice little move on up. I hope you were able to nail that one. It's an interesting play. Matt Hammond, if you guys don't know who this is, in the chat, you guys can speak to him. IPO expert from, of course, none other than the IPO Warriors. If you guys haven't checked him out, he's going to be on the Power Hour now in the afternoons, giving us a more in-depth version of what he used to give us right at 9 a.m. on Monday morning. You guys can also get his newsletter. Check it out. Check the 1 minute. All right, I'll check it out. Look at that. Look at that ride. Oh, my God. Halt 1, halt 2, halt 3, halt 4. Did it even halt, Matt? I wonder if it did halt. It looks like it did. Looks like it went sideways for a couple times there. I wonder how many halts you got out of there. Looks like 4 or 5 halts in that stock, but definitely made some moves. Never frown, just average down. Who said that? It might have been Kathy. Let's take a look. I saw Docu having a good day today. Let's see how that ended up today. Looks like it is bouncing back. Docu finding some support there at 250. This is one that is pretty big on Kathy's radar. One of her biggest positions in ARKK. We'll see if it gets going. 1 halt down at the open, then 3 halts up. Oh, my God. I don't know how you trade that, Matt. You're crazy, man. All right, let's keep going. Let's get into some of the stocks that I wanted to take a look at. One of the stocks that I want to take a look at is Roku, because I don't really see a reason or rhyme why it's up. I was looking to see if maybe there were some analyst ratings, some notes out there. I'm going to bring something up with Joel in a little bit to see if maybe that's it. But I think I'm fishing a little bit, maybe trying to find a catalyst in this one. Let's go to 5 below here, also up about 2.9%. I want to take a look at some of these trades here. I'm just really pointing out what's trading up. If you guys got a stock you guys want to check it out, we can definitely take a look. Tom talking about CEI getting slammed. Yeah, we talked a lot about that on this morning on PreMarket Prep, and we talked about that on live trading stream. So if you want to learn a little bit more about what we thought, why we thought it could get slammed down, I talked about it last week, Friday on live trading, and we covered that this morning. All right, let's keep going. Let's get into some of these PSFE. Oof. Just hold on tight, man. Hold on tight. If that's your kind of stock, that's a SPAC that's trying to get back, and we haven't seen it get going. Kathy's gotten crushed on Skills, that's for sure. I kind of called that one from the beginning. Skills has just been super hyped. I haven't found that the hype has met what the actual stock has shown. Affirm did awesome. Yeah, Lisa, I definitely am going to get into Affirm with Joel. I'm just waiting for him to get on. He should be on in about 6 minutes, so we should see him on in very shortly here. You guys know that Spencer is out. Spencer is out. So if you guys don't have him on Twitter, I would love for you guys to give him the follow. Let him know Spencer is real. Give him a follow on Twitter. Let him know to get better. We're hoping for him to get better. He is not, getting at least too many symptoms right now. He is, still doing okay, but I definitely want to give him some love. So you guys give him some message out there on Twitter. How low will DKNG go? I would love to talk about that. That's a good question, Tony. Let's take a look at gambling, see how we did today in that industry. All right, so in that industry today, you got IGT leading you. This is actually one that I started pointing out because when in September, when they started going on up, this one kept going sideways for a little while. I was wondering, well, it's going to get a lift. Talked about this on Money Mitch, and man, this one has really pushed on up. Now really holding 26.50 on pullback. We'll see if it gets that next leg on up towards 30 and 32, where I definitely could see some selling resistance get into this one. This is International Game Technology, IGT. Let's keep going. BTCM. That's more of a Bitcoin play, but it does show up here. Is pushing on up. We'll see if it gets back towards 970 tomorrow. GAMB, not doing too much there. SGMS, kind of bouncing back there. Scientific Games Corporation, kind of like that hold of 76, 73. We'll see if it gets back towards 86. So now let's go into DKNG specifically. And I have these lines already drawn out for us. These are the lines that I've really been paying attention to on DraftKings. Last time we came back towards this kind of trend, we bounced right off of it when we broke right below it for a second. We only broke it for like a day, and then we actually closed above it. That's the important part. I'm looking for the same type of action. Can it come into this area and then hold, get right back above, and I'd be looking to take maybe like a risk and return down towards, let's say, 42s or 43s, looking for a move right back towards that direction of the highs. We can go ahead and draw that out here. I'd be looking to take that trade back up towards, let's say, 62. It's a good risk to return. We'll see if it gets towards that trend line in the next couple of days, and I can take the trade, let's say, towards 47, 48 entry. That's what I'd be looking for. We'll see if we can get that move in DKNG. All right, DKNG put credit spreads printing for me too. Hey, we'll see what happens. Thanks. I got you, Tony. That's what it's about. Yeah, Spencer, get better. That's what it's really about. We want Spencer definitely to get better. What software is he using, right? What software is this? This is actually TC2000. You can see it at the top here. It's a charting software. It's really old, but it's something that I really like and makes me calm. I really like this feature of it, the sector to industry to micro look. That's what I use it for a lot of the times, to help me get towards the best stocks of the day. Lidar, AI, LIDR stock pushing back up 14%, finding a bid today off that 1450. It could be a short squeeze potential type of stock. Take a look at this one. We'll see what happens. Did get a spike at 145. Now making a move into the close. I'd be paying attention to this one tomorrow to see if it gets a spike. Too deep into body and bark. Please tell me there's hope. I can't blame you. I actually really liked body. Let's see where it's at right now. I've been waiting to get this one again. I actually made money on this one. I don't think there's too many people that have been making money on body, but I did make money on it on a trade, and I'm looking to make money again. The real question is, where are we going to find a bottom? Right now, it is not looking like it's trying to do just that yet. Let's look at the hourly, see if we can get anything even closer time framed. And I would still give it a little bit more. Maybe if it can crack that $5, I'll definitely start taking a shot at this one, because I do think it's going to get back towards, let's say, at least 10. We'll see if it can get back towards that level. And like always, it's hard when you're catching that falling knife, and body definitely is one of those right now. All right, I want to keep going in the chat. If there's a stock that you guys want to cover before we get on Joel Elconin, he should be getting on in about just 1 minute. So when we get him on, we'll really start at the close. Looks like we've been getting some more people to join as we've been going. I want to see the likes get up. I only see 32 likes. Normally at the close starts at 3:30. I started half an hour early just for you guys out there so that we could talk about some stocks before Joel jumps in here. So you guys give us the thumbs up. Let's see if we can get towards 100 likes today. We got over 221 people watching, and that's exactly what I love to see. But before I get to Joel Elconin today, I want to let you guys know about something. You know, Joe has been doing a great job of promoting this event, but I think I can do a little better. I want to tell you guys about PreMarket Prep's education trading with relationships on the 16th. Yes, next week, Saturday. You guys can learn for 3.5 hours from the guys, the experts themselves, Joel Elconin, Dennis Dick, and Rob Friesen from Stock Odds. If you guys don't know, Stock Odds, I definitely recommend it. It's a lot about what I like to look at, basket trading, and that kind of approach. And then, of course, Dennis is going to be talking a lot about how he does pairs trading. If you don't know your pairs trading, I mean, you definitely want to find out how to take a risk adverse type of strategy versus all those crazy strategies you see out there on YouTube today. And then my man Joel Elconin himself giving you the technical levels like we do on At the Close always. I'll give you guys a little preview of that event, and then we'll start at the close.
Get ready, PreMarket Prep Plus.
So here it is, trading from relationships.
Talk pairs trading, sympathy trading, risk arbitrage, and then we'll even talk to social media.
This is your chance.
Be there.
How to increase the odds.
We're going to dive deep into relationship-based trading, pairs trading, sympathy trading, basket trading, risk arbitrage.
Then get ready for the event on October 16th. You guys think we're fired up on the PreMarket Prep show? Then be there October 16th for trading from relationships too.
Are you fired up? Because I'm fired up.
Mitch is amazing. Mitch, man, you got the talent, man. Absolutely amazing. I'm even fired up and watching my own video. Thank you very much. But Mitch, what a day in the markets. Where's my white flag here? We're not going down. We can't go down. The bulls refuse to give in. Several attempts. I'll just run it down. We had a couple dips under 4,300, and each time, man, there were 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 burst above that. Here we are trading 7 points off the high of the session. This market, they tried to crack it, and they couldn't. Who knows what's going to happen overnight, but man, looks like we're gearing up for another move higher. Of course, you want to clear. We got this third inside day in a row. We want to clear this 43.65 area and then, take back some of this move. Crude oil not helping things today, but man, that had a big move up down at $1.98, 76.95. Gold, it's managing to go green here. It can't clear the pair of highs at 1771, up 450 at 1765.40. Silver having a good day. That's up 77 cents or 7.7 cents at 22.69. Bitcoin, big rally up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-day rally. That has us up nearly 4K at 55,515. And Ethereum, although it was red, it's turned to green, up $91.25. Your Ethereum futures. Mitch, how you doing today? You managing to hold your own in this this it's just a dog fight in
This
this
is a dog
market.
fight. Yeah, this is when I call on my vacation days, Joel. This is the type of market that if I was in the pits, this is when I would be like, all right, so how's the Bahamas doing?
Yeah.
Because these are the times where the chop just gets you. We talked about it with yesterday, I believe. Was it yesterday that we talked to Ryan? Or the day prior? I think it might have been on Monday that we talked about it. And I wanted to talk about one thing that he mentioned. He mentioned often that October brings that volatility, right? Those higher than 1% moves in the overall market. And that's exactly what we've been getting since the 1st of October, is that chop and chop and chop and chop. And that's when a lot of the traders just start giving back those profits. And it could, even if you're a good trader, you start just handing it back. Boom, 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 boom.
Quick moves.
And then what ends up happening is that mental capital, right, Joel? You start getting burnt by the time the market starts rallying back. So that's what I'm concerned about now. I'm trying to keep that mental capital. And so I'm hands off right now and just waiting to see some actual trend continuation.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about, buying the dips and selling the rips. I mean, the old fourth time's a charm, and they held it. So here we are. Let's see if we can close above the top of the range. The other thing that I noticed is, even though we've had these inside days, the ranges have varied. And the low close for the range, or for this recent retreat, was made on Monday at 91 and a quarter. We improved on that yesterday with 43.34, which we're 5 points above now. But I'd really like to see us settle in this upper portion of the range. And then you got a little momentum, to get to, the top number. Friday's high was 65.75. So, when you're coming from, 42.80, which was the low, 42.79.50, the day session low, and then 473.75 was the overnight low. You're expanding, the ranges are expanding, but here you've already had 50, 70 point range. So what we need is to get our footing here, hold that close from yesterday, finish green today, and then we have less distance to travel, but take it out. But boy, oh boy, buying the dip and selling the rip, you're getting a chance to do it in the same day. And then in between, you just got to pick your spots here. I agree with what you have to say, Mitch. It's just picking your spots and just holding on for dear life.
Yeah, that's when that whole dear life thing that tires me out sometimes, Joel. So in moments like this, sometimes I think it's best hold the capital sometimes, and it depends on what type of trader you are. Always take a look. Are you day trading? Maybe this is good momentum, getting those quick kinds of trades. But for me, that I'm looking for more of swing trades, and I look for 15 to 20% gainers.
Yeah.
You're not going to get it much in this kind of market when you get that chop and slop. So we'll see what happens. All right. So I want to ask you, Joel, you're going to lead us on where we should go first.
Baba.
Baba? You want to go to Baba?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go Baba. I got some major news out of GM, Roku, and Affirm, but we'll go Baba first.
Yeah.
I can't blame you.
Don't throw the Baba out with the bathwater. We talked about that. Charlie Munger taking a big stake, and Triple D set this up pretty well this morning, saying, "Hey, it's okay to try and pick a bottom here, but use the low of the move." I believe it was 38.43. You had a lower open. You pressed it a little bit under 140. Now you're up 68 cents. So that's a decent day for Baba. We got to distance ourselves from this area a little bit, and then make the buyers, step up a little bit. So Baba up 68 cents, and I want to, just give some credit to Triple D out there. It's maybe we have a bottom here. It's hard. It's certainly trying with two green candles in a row. As we speak about selling the rip at the top of the range, S&Ps are starting to leak here
Oh, don't
again.
do it to me again. Don't do it to me again.
If we go back down under 4,300, I don't know. And you talk about,
We're not doing that to close tomorrow if this happens
I'm
again.
actually I'm out. I'm out tomorrow and I'm out on Friday. So
Ooh.
yeah, I got some things
Don't
going
scare
on.
me, Joel. Don't scare me.
No. Just taking a couple days, an hour. So man, it'll be good. It'll be good to observe the market without being in the trenches. But give me the GM news, and then we can move on to Affirm and what was the other one? Roku. You
I
said
got
has some news.
Roku, Affirm.
GM me. What do we got in GM?
All right, so today was the investor day, right? And so, you don't really see much reactions from the chart. This I can say. But what did they release? They unveiled the Ultra Cruise, an all-new advanced driver assistance technology. It's the next step in the company's journey to enable its goal of zero crashes, zero emissions, and zero congestion. Pretty much it's going to it's ultimately designed is for 95% of all driving scenarios. This is going to be released in 2023 on GM's luxury vehicles. And also GM put out that they said that they would double annual revenues by 2030 to 280 billion in a digital push to be seen more like Tesla. Definitely giving out a bunch of headlines. I mean, you can look in Benzinga Pro, you'll see like 10 headlines. So I'm sure you'll hear about it all day long, but GM putting out a lot of information out there and definitely showing how the OEMs are stepping into the EV industry.
Do you get the kind of feeling here there might be a little bit of the sell the news here? I remember when it had its last investor day or similar thing. That's when it peaked in the 63 handle. We got a roadblock here. We tried to get into the gap area. That was on Monday. We got the 55.64. Turned back at 55.50 today. Now under 54 bucks off the low. What's our high close here for the rebound as S&P's rebound above 43.40? 54.34. That's been your high after this little trek up. So that if you're trading GM, that's the focus number for tomorrow. You got through it by a good margin today when you went to 55.50. But then you did some work on the downside too. So that's our focus number or your focus number, because I'm not going to be here the next 2 days. If a little rally tomorrow, boom, let's get over that 55.34, improve on the high close of the move, and then get some momentum to take out that 55.74, 55.64 high from Monday's trading.
All right. So my level on that one that I'm watching downside 43.50. There's a couple closes at 43.45 that are interesting right there for downside. I don't want to see it break that 53.50. Really, I want to see it hold on there, get right back up through that 55 mark that you're talking about, and that will give us that clear space to get
upside and downside. You get it all here on that at the close.
That's what it's all about. Let's go ahead. Let's transition into Roku. And Roku's an interesting one because I couldn't really find a perfect reason for why it was up today. But what I can do is I can look back at see if there was some catalyst that might have helped it yesterday when the market was struggling. Yesterday, they started putting out that TV streaming campaign that's in Canada. And if you guys know, with nearly half, 46% of Canadian TV streamers signing up for the new streaming services in the past 12 months, Roku is really pushing the gas pedal in Canada to try to get more of that market share. And I mean, they're taking over there in Canada. I gotta ask Dennis about this. We're gonna have to see if the Roku is taking over, if he knows anything about that.
Where were we going? We were going, I think it was for the FinTech Awards we were flying to New York. It was either FinTech's or the Trading Summit, and he had to stop by Best Buy and he bought not one but two Roku stakes.
Not one, but two.
Yeah, that was a while ago. You got a hard bottom in here. 93.90 in Monday's volatile session where it was down, $18. Hit that. You had a higher low yesterday at 96, and today you did get below the close, but you made a higher low at 30061. Looking okay. 322.29. Man, not much out here. There was a pair of highs at 321.50 area. So if this can have a back-to-back, could be 3 up days in a row. I've seen nothing on the dailies. Only one, and there's only one high here at 328.39. So that was your high from September 24th. So $8-9 away, $8 away. There's your next target in Roku. That's a pretty nice green candle. Let's see if we can just avoid, one of these nice green candles than a big red candle.
I'll tell you, I was a greedy trader on this one. Last time it popped up to that 339, Joel. I wanted to sell at 340 and didn't hit the sell button. Watched it go all the way back to my break-even price point. So we'll see what happens with the Roku. As you guys can see, sometimes you got to take them profits when they're there. So I definitely got caught last time. We'll see what happens. All right. So looks like someone in the chat is talking about how do you sign up for the event on the 16th. I just put it in the chat there, linked to the chat there. You have the pin. So if you guys want to get over to the Introduction to Professional Trading 2, you got the link right there. So check it out, guys.
BZ10 is
BZ10.
the discount. Yeah, for 10% off. So, did the other, just go back just to Roku here for 1 second, trying to keep the longer term monthly cap on. You did have, a string of lower months, 3 lower months in a row. Ended September at 313.35, and here you are above that at 319.35. So it's early, but working on a green candle here on the monthly candle for Roku after making a new low for the move. So there it is. I know. Wow, the volume is light today in this thing. Is that right? Oh, because I'm looking at the monthly. Now, let me see how.
The monthly volume is really low.
The monthly volume is going to be low. How's this traded on the daily volume? I bet you it's a decent volume day.
Yeah, not too bad.
5. Yeah. Above average volume on an up day. Another bullish signal there for Roku.
All right. I'm looking in the chat. Looks like I owe my man Austin a shirt. Austin, email me today, Mitch at Benzinga. I won't do you wrong, man. I'll get you your shirt. Trust me.
Why you owe him a shirt?
I owe him 2 shirts now. So hit me up. I'll figure that one out there for you.
You lose some bets?
It looks like it, man. I pay up my bets, Joel. Let's keep going out of here.
Okay, let's go. Spoons moving up towards a high of the session here. Let's get that close up right up in this area, and that'll be good for tomorrow's session.
Someone in the chat was talking this morning. I'm pretty sure it was Shelly in the chat, so we'll give him the honors right now. Affirm trading higher on after Target added the buy now, pay later option, and the company sizzles. Look at this.
Wow.
Look at this.
Don't show that chart to Spencer.
Israel. Spencer.
He took a stab at this thing, and he got stabbed. Oh, boy. Nice move. Target joining the parade. What else? I mean, at this point, do you look for all-time highs here? 145, 146.90 up the high of the session. That's all I could give for you. If you want to, go back to your February, maybe you can find some daily intermediate levels in there. But I like that one. Wow, Affirm, big day, even matched yesterday. Did it match yesterday's low? Holy mackerel! This thing is volatile. Yeah, got within 18 cents of the previous day's low. What time did that news come out, Mitch? Was that news out this morning?
Let me check on that. I did see just the Why Is It Moving article. I'm pretty sure that came out maybe right before the bell, and that's why we missed it this morning.
Okay.
All right, let me check on that. I got
I'm just curious because I like to
Yeah, you like looking at the time, and I agree with you.
uh,
It's important.
it must have been right at the open. Look, it's like this thing. It opened up. I had a quick $5 spurt, and once again, we talk about opens, and of course, you're taking more risk on the open, right? There's a little bit of a thinner market, but man, risk
Right.
reward is there. Go ahead.
Right after the open. How's that one for you? They
Holy,
dropped it right after that. We got it in at 9:42, but I'm pretty sure it came out
wow.
9:30. This was a Bloomberg update, so Bloomberg even tried to jump on it, and they were even a couple of minutes late on it. I don't think anyone expected this coming out at 9:30, and as you can see, the reaction definitely brought it there in the stock. We'll see what happens. There was a Wall Street bets stock moving a little bit. Smile Direct Club. I know that the chat mentioned it, so I'll mention that's what we had for SDC. I didn't see any news. I just saw kind of Wall Street bets kind of move. This one has high short interest. I just think it's just filling that gap again. I'm personally try to stay out of this stock. I've always been kind of more of a bear in this stock, and I've been public about that. So I'm going to try my best not to call it here. Joe, what do you see?
You had the big pops before they really thought they were going to get this thing going, and you were snuffed out. The rally was snuffed out at 735, 742. So 740 is your major resistance. Right now, we're at an area of interest. 674 was the high on its way down. Current high is 672. So it looks like you got some sellers here ahead of that 740 high. Spoos, move it up, folks.
Okay, I just didn't want to hear the opposite.
Move it up. We are about to make a new high for the session here. High is 49.75. We're 49 bidded. Oh, they turned it. Sellers at 49. Let's see if we can get that 50 print in there. Actually, that 43.50 is my quarterly number, and it's been a good number. There we go. We got through it. We're in the 43.50 handle. 59.75 is the high from yesterday's session. So there's a look. Spoos moving up, trying to break that string of inside days. We got about 9 handles to go, and we got about 9 minutes to go.
I like it. So one thing I want to put on everyone's radar, earnings before the open tomorrow. You got Tilray and Helen of Troy. So a cannabis stock, and then I always love the name of that stock, Helen of Troy, HELE. Interesting play. Let's take a look at that chart just to see if we could see anything on the daily, if anything stands out to us. But you can see it's kind of turning away from the breakout look. At least that looked like to me like it was heading towards 250. Turned quickly around here. What are you thinking?
Street leaning bearish into the report. Of course, anything can happen. Getting a nice bounce off the intraday low. On a pop, if you want to gauge whether it's for real or not, see what happens at just under, this is called 226. 2-day high is 591, and Tuesday's high 541. So there's the area of interest on the upside. I think if you could get to that 591 high, I don't know if you have too much of a problem with 26.91 and things open up, but street leaning bearish into the report. If you take out this 215 low, 1511, you want to see what happens. You got a little bit of downside to 1301. So there it is. And then the daily low is not a great, this thing doesn't trade a ton of volume either, right? So for a high price, I'd be careful. Yeah, less than 100,000 on a lot of days. So I'll reserve comments on that one. Let's see how they do with the report.
Let's take a look here at Moderna to the close. It's starting to drop fast here, losing altitude. And the question is, why? I mean, maybe the chat knows, because I looked at Pro. I've tried to find something, if anything, I see positive stuff like LA passing an ordinance requiring COVID vaccine proof for restaurants, cinemas, and malls. I mean, you would think that would be more of a positive for Moderna, but mean, definitely falling fast here, losing altitude.
Yeah, I mean, people are caught in this one, that's a big move down. Uh, you do have a pair of lows under 300. Actually, 292 was a low and 293.62. Trading on the lows of the session. I mean, this thing, it got murked and it was on its way down. This is what, it had come down to an area where people thought it was support and then it got murked and hasn't been able to recover. So I don't know. I mean, if you're taking a stab here, you got to at least be aware that you're perhaps should lean down to the lower 290s here. For your next daily support level, at least get a couple lows in the same area. A lot of people buried in this one. I just wanted to talk Merck here for a second. And what I noticed about this one is, yeah, you had the big gap up on Monday, or excuse me, on Friday, but you closed lower than the actual open. 81.56 was your open. You traded all the way up to 84.34, closed at 81.40. Same thing on Monday. You closed lower than the open, even though you made a new high for the move. Same thing happened on Tuesday, 82.78, closed at 81.60. So to me, that just signals big sellers out there. The stock had been at an unusual range. You're buying this thing at 70, 72, 73 forever. Looks like you had some failed attempts to get over 80. So don't know if Merck's going to come down and fill that gap, but definitely some major liquidation in shares of that, down $1.06 in today's session. This is going to be the lowest close that it had since the original news last Friday. 5 minutes left. We're back up in the 43.50 handle, Mitch.
I got the news, Joel. Looks like it's trading lower after Denmark pauses use of the company's COVID vaccines for people under 18 years of age. So Sweden has paused the use of the vaccine for people born in 1991 or later. So if you're born after that date, you don't need to take the vaccine, at least in Denmark and Sweden. So as you can see, there's definitely some battles now going on out there, and governments now even saying if you need to take it or not. So there's going to be some battles back and forth. I think that we're definitely going to be seeing that, and I think that's causing major reactions, as we can see in the price.
Yep, SPOO's continuing to climb here. We're at 43.53. 53.5, pressing into the close here. 59.75, that'd be our target. That was the high from yesterday.
All right, so the last thing I want to bring up, I did see an NFT play starting to make a move today. I had about a 10% day. DLPN. I know that I've been seeing a lot of NFTs like in the news and selling high prices, and this stock is behind a lot of that. And we're seeing it get a nice little pop lift. I'm wondering if this can continue, but definitely a strong day today.
Yeah, 2 quiet days, like really 3 highs in the 1240 area. So when you got through that, I think you picked up some momentum. Not a the volume is up. I mean, it traded 150K yesterday, 460K today. So that's a good thing. I would just, we're late in the session here. You're matching this high at 1367. How high did you get? 1366. So that's your hurdle for tomorrow. Work your way into the 14 handle. You did back off 30-40 cents from that. So still a seller at the 1365 area for DLPN.
And the last one I think we got a chance to get it in is Palantir. Palantir turning around.
Yeah,
exactly, Joe.
Oh boy, oh boy.
What a turnaround on that. And I was watching it on live trading. I was looking for it to kind of get going. It looked like it was just bottoming. When the market started coming back up, it looked like it get it. Oh no, you got to be quicker than that. It definitely retraced the whole lift pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it did. It didn't go red on the session. Big volume day. You kind of saw that, the handwriting was a little bit on the wall here because this was the after hours pump when they got the contract. I don't know if Dennis said it was on fast money or not, But you could see it starting at 4 a.m. Someone was very determined to be hitting bids and offering it lower in this stock. And where did you open up? You opened up at, wow, right near the high of the session, 24.91, and then boom, stopped dead in the tracks at 25.01. That was ahead of the high that you had at 25.05, and then you just pulled back. So a gap fill, I think I saw Triple D tweeted out, that a lot of the Palantir pops have been selling opportunities, and that's what you're seeing in today's session. Looks like it's still going to finish green, but well off the pre-market high and well off the high of the day.
Yeah, when I see stocks like this, it just reminds me that it always matters a lot of the times what timing you get that catalyst, right? How's the market environment and when that catalyst comes in? Because at other moments, I think this one would have really drove the stock. It's a huge contract, but as we're seeing here, when the market is in that chop, even if you do get that positive catalyst, it could still kind of just get stuck in the chop because of the overall market. And that's just the way it goes sometimes, right, Joel?
Yeah, market conditions. And this thing has been a herky-jerky stock. I think also you caught a lot of people, oh, this is breaking out. This is going to 27 because you got the 2650 in the in the pre-market. So yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, it's actually closer to the lower the move than anything. Pair of lows at 23.02. So see if it can recoup tomorrow. But that's it. That's it for today. It's it for me for the week, folks. We got up to 55.75. We got that another inside day that we're looking, but we're closing at the upper portion of the range. So, man, oh, man, it sure looked like we were going to the bottom of the range this morning and closing near the top of the range. Should be interesting few sessions here. They've been whacking it at night, but man, I think you're going to be met with some more bids here. Powerful rally off that low. So that's it for me for the week, Mitch.
Hey, we're definitely gonna miss you. I hope you enjoy it. Take those couple of days, and we'll see you at that event, won't we, Joel? Definitely. If you guys definitely want to go ahead, if you got any questions also about the event, let us know, because we want to go ahead and make sure that you get those answered so that you know exactly what's going to take place at Trading with Relationships 2. And if you didn't see the first one, you can give us a holler. Maybe we can work that out. But at the end of the day,
I'm trying to get it on there. So for a small additional fee, you can get that one as well.
Hey, we'll see you there, Joel. Thank you for joining us like always. And I'm going to do a little crypto update, but that's going to be it for Joel. We'll see you next time, Joel. Appreciate you coming on. All right, guys, that's going to be it on At the Close. Looks like we got a lot of people joining in. If this is your first time being in here, At the Close is really all about the top stock movers of the day. We talk about the top trades. What were the biggest catalysts? It's the end of the day, the ringing of the bell. And as you guys can see, we just rang a bell, but we'll definitely go ahead and continue working with you. Up next, you guys are going to get into some more back testing with Christopher Udall, the 10-minute stock trader. Stay tuned. I really love that show. I'm actually going to be producing it in the background. I always like seeing it because back testing done live, I mean, where else are you going to be able to get this today? You guys, stick around. This will bring you right to that. Hit the like always, and we're going to keep growing here on Benzinga. Benzinga is really all about you guys out there. I want to see you guys continue growing, and by that chance, check out the Cannabis Conference next week in New York. Who's in New York? Let me know, because I need to get you guys to this conference, because cannabis is going to be major once we get that that deregulation from federal. I'm looking forward to it in 2022. We'll see if we get that.